Oh, rabbits.
Hello. Do y'all have complaint forms that you can complain on an officer?
Who, on who?
On an officer?
Which one?
Do I need to tell you which one?
Yes?
I do? So you guys don't have complaint forms?
No.
No? So what do I need to do if I need to file a complaint?
Is it on one of the deputies or is it on one of the city officers?
It's a sheriff officer.
Okay, hang on. I need your name, address, and phone number.
Is this the form?
We don't have a form. I need that information from you.
So you need
And
my...
then one of the deputies will speak with you.
So you need my information in order to file a complaint?
Yes.
So you don't need the officer's information, you need my information?
That is our policy.
Okay, can you tone it down just a little bit? Because you're yelling at me, but I'm not yelling at you. I'm just asking for information on how to file a complaint.
Whatever. You can speak with one of the deputies now.
You really got a nasty attitude.
How can I help you, sir?
I just need to know the steps on how to file a complaint against an officer. That's all I need.
Okay. Obviously she told you they need your name, your phone number, and your address. And then it'll be transferred over to a supervisor. You need the name of the officer or the deputy.
So,
and what the complaint is.
When was the incident you're talking about?
it was not too long ago, about maybe a week.
Okay.
But, so you guys don't have a form
No.
that I can fill out?
No.
So can I just bring it in like on writing and signed?
That's what you want.
No, I'm just asking the steps. Like, what do I need to do to file an official complaint?
Supervisor's gonna talk to you like me.
So you're the supervisor?
Yes.
Okay. So, in order to file a complaint, you need my information first.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's the next step after that?
I need to know who you're complaining on.
But how do I do that? Am I telling you, or am I writing it down?
We can do it either way. I mean, well, hold on. Give me the key and a piece of paper.
Give you the what?
The key to the room.
For the room? Okay.
Give me a piece of paper.
You want a full size?
Thank you.
All right.
Come on. Come on in.
All right.
Jesse? Just a plain old conference room. Nothing special about it. Okay. What's going on?
Well, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and complain about that lady with that attitude. That was very uncalled for.
Buddy,
That's very unprofessional.
That's her job, okay?
To get an attitude with me? For
No,
asking a
to
simple
get your
question?
information.
It does not say
Okay,
that. In the government code,
let's-
in the government code 61422 states that all they need to accept an official complaint is the complaint has to be in writing, it has to be signed. I understand that.
That's not our policy.
It's not
Our
your policy?
procedure.
You guys don't operate by the government code?
Dude, you want to talk to me or not?
I'm just asking a
Okay.
question because
Have a seat, please.
I'd rather stand at this point
That's
because
fine.
this is really getting ridiculous. I'm just trying to find out
Okay.
how to file a complaint.
What are you wanting to file a complaint for?
I want to complain about that lady right now.
Well, right now we're going to issue the first one, okay? The initial reason you came in here, what is it for?
Well, let me start with that one right there.
No, we're not going backwards here, buddy.
I'm not going backwards.
What would you like to complain about?
I want to complain about that lady
Tell
right
you
there.
what. Do you want to talk to me or not?
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
I said
We're
I
not
want
gonna-
to complain about that lady right there.
I know.
She's a government
I'm not
official.
her supervisor.
Who is her supervisor?
We'll deal with that in a little bit. Why did you originally come in here?
I'll say that for later. But right now, I just want to address the issue that you witnessed in there.
You may contact my chief deputy or my sheriff.
All right. Do you have the business card for them?
Nope.
How can I get that information?
Come to the office.
Which office? This one?
This one.
All right. I'm
This
here.
is the B County Sheriff's Office.
All right. I'm here.
Okay. They'll be here Monday.
They don't have a phone number? Email
Yeah,
address?
it's 3623221, which will give you this office.
Okay. Do you have a business card for this office?
No, we don't have a business card for the office. It's the B County Sheriff's Office.
Do you have a card for this sheriff office?
No,
You guys don't have business cards.
no, it's in the phone book.
Are you serious right now?
Yes. It's the B County Sheriff's Department. I can give you the number if you would like.
What's the number?
361-362-3221.
Okay, thank you.
There is not a card.
Okay. And can I get an open records form? Or how do I do that as well?
You'll have to contact the secretary Monday morning.
Secretary Monday morning?
Yes, sir.
Is there a phone number for that one?
Same number.
Same number?
Yes, sir.
It'll just transfer me to the secretary?
Well, she'll answer and transfer you to whoever
She'll
you'd like
answer?
to talk to.
Do you know what her name is?
Whoever's working there.
Do you know what her name is?
Her name's Liz.
Liz?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be filing a complaint about her.
That's fine.
That was uncalled for, unprofessional, and there's no room
Okay,
for that.
But that's not what you came in here to talk about.
Well, I'm addressing something that you witnessed, okay? So that's something I can prove right now. So that's why I'm complaining. I'm going to complain about this too,
That's fine.
okay? All right, so Monday morning, both the sheriff deputy and the secretary will be here?
Sheriff.
Deputy,
No,
sheriff?
the sheriff.
The sheriff will be here Monday?
I'm a deputy sheriff.
Okay, so the sheriff or,
The chief deputy will be here. The sheriff will be here.
and then the secretary
and
will be
their
here?
supervisor will be here.
Okay, and the secretary will be here, and that's who I speak to file open records request?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
Okay.
That was very unprofessional. Excuse me, you mind giving this to your sheriff deputy or sheriff chief or whoever it is?
I'm sorry, what now?
Can you go ahead and give that to your sheriff deputy or your sheriff when they come in Monday? Let them know.
Sure.
All right, you guys made this a story. Congratulations. Hello.
Mr. Turner.
Hello, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great.
Good, good.
Is this Mr. Turner?
Yeah, this is he.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time here. This is Alden Southmaid. I had got your message this morning, and so I'm just returning your call. Just let you know, you may get a message from a gentleman on Twitter. I actually called the wrong number looking for you, but it's someone that follows you. So he said that he was going to contact you on Twitter to let you know I was trying to get a hold of you. Just in case you get that, you'll know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
I had the wrong number when I tried to call you. What can I do for you?
All right. There's actually quite a few things. The first thing is I still do have the 2 complaints that I want to file. However, I'm not in town, so I'm not sure how I would go about filing those complaints.
Okay.
To
initiate the complaint, I'll be glad to get it started just over the telephone. I think this is maybe part of what caused some confusion the other day, and I'm not trying to, we'll go into that in a little bit, not trying to justify any of the incident that occurred, so to speak. But our office does not truly have, at this point, a form. I mean, just that cut and dried a form. We do have a procedure, and I understand the law requires a signed statement from you, a signature. But what we normally do is we'll work with you. We do need to get that complaint from you. That's something that we can accept by fax or however you want to do it. We can help you as far as the form. You can write it out. We'll accept it. In this particular case, obviously most of it is already out there. But we're definitely looking into it. I want to assure you of that. Also, just before we get too far along, I wanted to tell you, I've been trying to email you all morning, and I don't know if it's me. I've tried from a phone and a computer desktop, and I can't get through. The email on your card, is that the accurate email?
Yes.
Okay. 766 at Gmail. But honestly, I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Oh, it's THE, the Batosai, and it should be 1776 at gmail.com.
Oh, you know what? I think that's what I was doing wrong. Okay, well, even though we're speaking now, I appreciate you talking to me. I'm going to send you this email a little bit later, just so you'll know why you're getting it so late. I actually tried to send it this morning. As far as your complaint, I'm ready to take it, and we'll get this process started. And when I say we'll get it started, we started this yesterday on our own investigation. But we'll be glad to look into your complaint. We see some need here, obviously. I think a lot of the video speaks for itself. One of the problems that we're having right now, and one of the reasons, of course, it's on us, it's got nothing to do with you, that I called the wrong number trying to find you. I really believe that what you're doing is an admirable thing. These audits, and to be honest with you, I'd never even heard of you before until yesterday when I was made aware of the video, and I started doing a little research just as far as looking at a lot of your videos, and I see some good and some bad interactions. But correct me if I'm wrong, but what I think y'all are doing is basically going around and making sure that people are, we're going to use the word held accountable, but really that we're doing things right and we're treating people right and not violating anyone's rights. And with that in mind, that's a good thing. We all need a reminder. We just got a good wake-up call. We're looking at this, working on a lot of other things, so I see a lot of improvements coming out of that. But what comes with it, or oh my gosh, are your followers. It's good. You're obviously popular, but I haven't seen anything negative from you yet. The video, it's not a negative. It's what it is. But as far as the comments, the phone calls, the threats, the language, I haven't seen any of that from you, and I want to thank you for that. But I really believe I could even respect what you're doing more if it weren't for the actions of other people. And I understand you can't control them. But this causes a lot of problems. Our office has pretty much been, I'm not going to say shut down, but I'll just say it's been busy. We're a small department, have one dispatcher working. Then, of course, in the jail, we have a total of 4 people working back there at any given time. And the phone calls, the threats, I don't condone that. My whole point of this conversation is what you're doing. I guess really I applaud you for it. We all need to step back and take stock. And we're running a little slow on doing that, and you kind of speed that process up. So anyway, we're making a lot of changes on that.
Okay.
But I just wanted to point that out as, like I say, the followers. And again, you don't have any control over that, but we've got 2 ladies. They're trying to think what they're going to do. They're kind of scared to come to work because of some of the comments that were made to them on the telephone while they were working, and they're not even involved in this. But with that being said, let me see what I can do to help you.
Okay. Well, I want to say I do appreciate you taking the time out to contact me about the situation, and that you're doing everything that you can to address the situation and make sure that, not only myself, but, people in the community of B County is not going to experience this type of incident. But I will be honest with you, I did receive some, I would say, requests to come there because I've had subscribers and either just random people that says, hey, can you come check this apartment out? You know, I've been turned away by this apartment for wanting to file a complaint. You know, can you check it out? Because they've been watching some of my videos. And typically whenever I can, if I'm passing through, I typically make the trip to come up there and do these audits. And basically what it is, I basically show what the process is like, whether if it's a good or negative. I post both encounters. And I was just pretty shocked at, you know, the way I was treated. So I was kind of like, wow, you know, even when they knew they were being recorded, the actions were just still unnecessary. So it just only led me to believe, like, even for citizens who go there who don't record their interactions, might receive similar treatment, or if not worse. But as far as the followers, I have no responsibility over what they say, what they do, but however I will address that to them. I will make a video about it. I don't condone that either. I even put out a few messages saying, you know, they've been made aware of it. Let's not harass. Let's not, you know, threaten them. That's not what we're about. This is not the message we're sending. So.
Well, I appreciate it because again, I mean, I know it may. I hope it sounds sincere because I mean it that way. But as far as, like I said, I've watched numerous of your videos, and what I'm seeing is you're basically going and for lack of better words, testing the system. Okay, we know I mean, I don't care if it's videoing or as far as filing a complaint. You know what you should be able to do, so you go up and ask, what is the procedure? And we should be able to give you that procedure. And it should be a very simple procedure. And when that doesn't happen, then it raises the questions of why isn't it happen? And again, we're looking into this. We're going to look into it a whole lot deeper. But I think initially part of the problem that we run into on our part is maybe a lack of training. And when I say that, the dispatcher knows how to get your information for a complaint card. She knows that. Okay? But does she really know in depth what your rights are and what her limits are? And then a lot of, you know, because we've talked a little bit, a lot of people get intimidated because, oh no, he's got a camera. And it's almost like I got to get away from him. I don't want to deal with him because he's got a camera. And I think a little bit of it's human nature, but it's not a big deal. You know, we have cameras all over the building. Now, we don't have audio, but we have cameras. We're always on camera. Why does it bother us if someone comes with a camera in their hand wanting to talk to us? And this may sound like a very poor excuse, but I honestly think because as a general rule, we're more personable. So we're used to shake hands, hey, how's it going, what's up, type of attitude. And when it's more business, professional, and I understand because what you're really doing is you're testing the system, or at least that's the way I see it. That's not there, and people get real defensive automatically, and I don't have a good answer on why we get defensive. That's something we're looking at, but I think that's part of it. Okay. And I know it's not just us, but right now, that's what we're dealing with is us. So how do you train these people? You know, I've looked at the video. She asked for your name and your phone number, and maybe your address, I don't remember. And you said you really didn't want to give that. Okay. There's no problem with that. I think what it is we're so, when I say we, people performing a particular job, they're so used to, we have a computer and we start a complaint card. So let me get all your information, I'm going to put it in a complaint card, and then I'm going to forward that to the proper person to come and speak with you. And there's a lot of vary in there. So then when you don't want to give your name in the world, I think we get a mental block. Well, how do I get this in the computer to get this started? And it's really so easy because all we need is that signed complaint. But I think we get stuck on, well, yeah, but I got to have your name. I mean, I have to have your name. Those are things we need to train on and how to handle it and the right questions to ask. Not only that, even if I don't understand why you're asking what or how you're asking, I need to learn how to respond to you and at least explain what or why I'm asking. And then if we're not going to go that route, then I need to be able to have another avenue, because no matter what, we have to be able to provide you with a complaint. We have to accept your complaint.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask you a quick question. Would you be open to suggestions on as far as like the complaint process?
Well, I can tell you right now, absolutely. In fact, one of the things I noticed, and like I said, I'm not making any excuses, so this isn't the excuse, but I do think this was maybe a trigger. And when we talk about the form, and as silly as that sounds, but we don't actually have a form. But just today, I had court this morning, but since then we've pretty much been meeting about this. Why don't we have a form? Life would be so much easier if we just had a form. By the end of this week or first part of next week, we will have a form, and it will be in the dispatch and other places. But so that comes, I'll be honest with you, I never thought about having a form. You know, we'll take your information, get someone to talk to you, get some investigator, and it, however that transpires. But it would be so much easier, a form. I'll be honest with you, in 24 years of wearing a badge and carrying a gun, and I know I'm from a small town, I never was concerned that if I sit down with you to get information from you, no matter what it's for, whether you're a suspect, a victim, or just, so to speak, a customer, I never really thought about you might be intimidated because I'm wearing a badge and a gun. Now, I read some posts about that, and that's what made me start thinking about it. And that was one of the issues, and I couldn't tell you who it was. But anyway, they made a couple posts about having to sit down and fill out a complaint with somebody that's wearing a badge and a gun, so that it appears that it's obvious that it's already biased. You know, that's a good point. That's a real good point. So why don't we have that form? It's that simple. We're going to have that form. And that's just one step we're taking. So to answer your question as far as suggestions, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, excellent. So you already nailed it right on the head. The complaint form is definitely one. Also, the way that the Texas government code is written, you can also file complaints anonymously. A lot of people get a little intimidated and nervous about filing complaints because, as you do know, there have been forms of retaliation from filing complaints. So that's why some people are very hesitant to give out certain information, identifying information as far as to give you an address or date of birth or employer. I've seen certain complaint forms that ask pretty much a lot of identifying information that almost looks like a job application or a background check almost. And a lot of people get intimidated by that because they're like, well, I feel like they're investigating me instead of the actual complaint that I have on the officer.
Right.
So
I can understand that. Now, we've never had, the other alternatives,
mm-hmm.
but we're certainly open to it. And right now, I need to get with some people, get some guidance, I guess. But what would be the best way to do that? Online, through the county website? But then how anonymous is that? I don't know.
The best thing to do is, from what I understand and from what I've experienced, is have some form of procedure as far as making it available online, or maybe a simple brochure that's out in the lobby if people are inquiring about like how to do it. You can also just, like I said, online, you can just put like just a simple procedure, like the instructions on how to do it. And, just ensure that, you're going to basically investigate the complaint, honest, fair investigation. So that way, people will have trust that I'm filing this complaint and that it'll actually, you know, be taken serious.
Right. Well, yes, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I would like the opportunity to call you back at another time because I don't have all the answers right now. But that is something that we will definitely look at, among other things. And that's why I know that, you know, we were talking earlier, and it's like, wow, I almost felt strange calling you back because I think everybody tells me I'm supposed to be upset. Okay, well, I am upset, but I guess I'm upset that we fell short. You know, this you come by to check our system, and it didn't work. So now we got to fix that. And then that opens our eyes. Maybe we have problems elsewhere we need to look at. So that's why I say, as silly as it may sound, I appreciate what you're doing. I'm against the other side of it. I got to say that. But I understand that's not your fault, the followers. But as far as the going around and checking, you know, the state of Texas does the same thing. They show up for surprise audits. So we stay on our toes to be ready for that. This is the first time we've basically had the public come by for a surprise audit. And we've had quite an eye-opener. We've learned a lot.
Yeah, it's it's not a very common thing. However, you know, it does kind of show the aspect of, citizens keeping their, government officials accountable. So that's basically like the main message I'm basically sending, and that's all. However, I do want to mention one other thing. As far as the followers and the comments on the Facebook page, I'm not sure what the county's policy is as far as removing comments on Facebook pages.
Right.
I've had a few people comment me and said, hey, they removed my comment and they blocked me. And I was like, well, go ahead and send me a screenshot of what your comment is so that way I can see what was said. And that way, when I gather all the screenshots, I can figure out what the policy is. Because to my understanding, the Facebook page is it's also an extension of a public record. So public records can't or should not be either altered or destroyed. So I was just wondering if they had a policy on removing comments from Facebook pages or actually blocking individuals. However, I can understand in an instance if it's inappropriate comments or, comments of violence in that instance. However, if it's a comment simply just criticizing the actions of officers based on a video, like I really wouldn't see what would warrant it or comments to be removed or people to be blocked from expressing their First Amendment rights to.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't been able to really follow the post a lot. I'm very aware of what you're talking about, but I'm not going to lie to you, I'm still a little bit ignorant on some of the laws and rules on that. But I can tell you basically Sunday, midday, I was at home. That's when I found out about all this. And our Facebook is, I believe it's going to be considered an official Facebook page. But it's not like sponsored or paid for by the county, but we set it up. And so in my mind, it's probably going to be considered an official page. But anyway, our deputy, who basically posts stuff or handles that Facebook, he called me, and he was just like freaking out. It's like, oh my gosh, I mean, they're just flooding us. I can't keep up. I've been trying to delete them. And once he explained to me, I told him, I said, I don't know, but there's no point in deleting it. The video's out there. Let's just leave it alone. And let's see what our legal responsibilities are, because we honestly didn't know. Now, to my knowledge, since then, he hasn't stopped, blocked, or deleted any of them. I still see a comment every once in a while where people complained that we had blocked them. We haven't replied to any of them, but to my knowledge, and I, correct me if you know any different, it's open. We did that morning. We were blocking and deleting, and then we stopped.
Yeah, because I was even blocked myself after I did a review. So
Okay.
that's how I've been made aware, and then I was like,
Are
well,
you still blocked, or do you know?
no, I made a video about being blocked, and then after
Uh-huh.
that video, I was unblocked, like I think maybe about 15 or 30 minutes afterwards.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure, because I was like, I know I didn't post anything
No.
rude or anything. I was just basically just
No, and
giving
that's what I
my-
told you before. To my knowledge, I haven't seen anything ugly from you as far as posting.
Right.
But no, that did happen. We're not in any kind of denial on that. Now, I will say that it was out of ignorance, and but so as soon as he called me and told me what was going on, I can't sit here and tell you if we did the right thing or not. But I just felt like leave it alone till we can get some better guidance. And so to my knowledge, nothing's been blocked since then. And of course, I can't turn back time. We can just learn from the things we're going through. But the bottom line, I guess, what I wanted to talk to you about is you brought up some very, very good points, and we're working on them. And I don't want to have any battles with you or anything, but I would welcome a return visit sometime. If you have suggestions, you may have resources that we can go to get some assistance. We have Texas Association of Counties. I don't know if you're familiar with them, and different other areas to help with changing some policies and procedures. Mm-hmm. Our forms, we'll have those pretty quick. But we're open. We're open to criticism. We're certainly open to change. And really, for lack of better words, I welcome any input you have in improving. The bottom line is what you are promoting is that's what we are doing. Is we work for the public. We serve the public. So maybe sometimes you just need a little spanking and get reminded of that, and make sure that that's what we're doing. And honestly, we do get a few complaints in there. I think for the most part, I think we're doing a good job. But we are having some hiccups, obviously. But we'll work on fixing that and moving forward.
Okay.
And again, I welcome anything you got to offer.
All right. Well, probably sometime in the near future, I would say probably within the next day or two, I'm going to put together a list. I've actually had a few residents of the B County community message me, and they've messaged me their experience as far as, going in and trying to conduct business. So I'll feel free to share those messages and comments with you, so that way you can get a good understanding of, why this visit happened, originally. But other than that, you do have my email, and I'm still going to file those 2 complaints.
Right.
But I'll just email them to you, and that way that you'll have an electronic record of it.
Okay, that'll work. Now you have my email.
I'll probably have to check my email to see if you responded to it, but I don't have it.
I probably didn't, but if you have a pen, I can give it to you right quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's Alden, ALDEN dot Southmaid, SOUTHMAYD at CO dot BEE dot TX dot US.
Okay, got it.
I have to read it to you every time. They got too many dots in there, but anyway. But that's fine then. I will. I'll wait for your. Oh, I won't wait, but I'll be expecting your email. Look forward to your suggestion. But just so you know, I mean, we started yesterday really looking into this incident, but we'll continue with that. Again, next time you're down here, I'm hard to catch as far as sitting at the desk, and I understand that. But next time you're down here, stop by. I'll be glad to sit down and talk with you.
Definitely. All right. Well, Sheriff, it was nice talking to you.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Somehow, you have to learn to trust and feel it, trust and feel it, trust and feel it, trust and feel it, trust and feel it.
from work and I'm about to chow down, but before I do that, I do want to address a few things. I was made aware of death threats and acts of violence posted on the B County site. That's something I don't tolerate. That's something that I'm not about. And, you know, from now on, I would wish you guys not to do things like that. It's okay to comment, it's okay to criticize actions, however, just let them be non-violent and no acts of threat. I appreciate it very much. You guys have a great day. Batosai out.
Texas Sheriff fires dispatcher and disciplines deputy after PUNTA reporter's video goes viral. A Texas sheriff made good on his promise to take action after he was made aware of a video taken by PUNTA reporter Philip Turner showing a complaint audit fail at his department that we reported about on January 8. After viewing the footage of his department's complaint process, B County Sheriff Alden South Maid III told Turner in a subsequent telephone conversation he was upset his department fell short and promised to make changes to try to correct some of the problems apparent in the video, including making complaint forms available in the front of the department, which he since has done. "Everybody says I'm supposed to be upset," Sheriff South Maid told Turner in the recorded conversation on January 10, which can be heard in its entirety below. "Well, I am upset. But I guess I'm upset that we fell short. You came by to check our system, and it didn't work. So now we gotta fix that. So that opens our eyes that we may have problems elsewhere and we gotta fix that," the sheriff candidly told Turner. South Maid, who was elected in November 2016, said he thinks some of the problems he saw might have to do with training. "The dispatcher knows how to get your information for a complaint form. But does she really know in depth what your rights are and what her limits are?" He ponders in the conversation, adding he planned to find a solution to the problems. "And again, we're looking into this, we're going to look into it a whole lot deeper. But I think initially part of the problem we run into on our part may be a lack of training." The video shows a dispatcher named Liz becoming angry with Turner after he attempted to clarify if she needed his name, phone number and address in order to file the complaint. But Texas law only requires the complaint to be signed by the person filing the complaint. After Liz becomes frustrated, walks away from the window and sits down, two deputies come from behind the window to greet Turner, but a supervising deputy stymies his request to file a complaint against Liz, the dispatcher working the front desk, for how she handled the process. "Buddy, that's her job," the supervisor says. Upon seeing the video, South Maid emailed Turner complimenting his professionalism, expressing his respect, saying, "That is a noble and respectful endeavor, and I'll say a needed one. You have certainly caused us to look at how we operate. I welcome further communication to address these matters," South Maid communicated to Turner in the email. 10 days later, that's exactly what the sheriff did. On Friday, Sheriff South Maid wrote again to inform Turner about a few updates stating that Liz is no longer employed by the B County Sheriff's Office and the supervising deputy seen in the video received disciplinary action in addition to training, although the sheriff stated he'd get back to us on the specific disciplinary action taken after researching whether or not he could comment on a personnel matter. The sheriff also relayed his office conducted, and is still conducting, office-wide training to improve public service, adding the department has since adopted a complaint form, which is now available in the office and in the process of being made available on the B County website. Facebook Twitter at Mail. A Texas sheriff made good on his promise to take action after he was made aware of a video taken by PUNTA reporter Philip Turner showing a complaint audit fail at his department that we reported about on January 8. After viewing the footage of his department's complaint process, B County Sheriff Alden South Maid III told Turner in a subsequent telephone conversation he was upset his department fell short and promised to make changes to try to correct some of the problems apparent in the video, including making complaint forms available in the front of the department, which he since has done. "Everybody says I'm supposed to be upset," Sheriff South Maid told Turner in the recorded conversation on January 10, which can be heard in its entirety below. Well, I am upset. But I guess I'm upset that we fell short. You came by to check our system, and it didn't work. So now we gotta fix that. So that opens our eyes that we may have problems elsewhere and we gotta fix that, the sheriff candidly told Turner. South Maid, who was elected in November 2016, said he thinks some of the problems he saw might have to do with training. Sheriff Alden 1. The dispatcher knows how to get your information for a complaint form. But does she really know in depth what your rights are and what her limits are? He ponders in the conversation, adding he planned to find a solution to the problems. And again, we're looking into this, we're going to look into it a whole lot deeper. But, I think initially part of the problem we run into on our part may be a lack of training. The video shows a dispatcher named Liz becoming angry with Turner after he attempted to clarify if she needed his name, phone number and address in order to file the complaint. But Texas law only requires the complaint to be signed by the person filing the complaint. After Liz becomes frustrated, walks away from the window and sits down, two deputies come from behind the window to greet Turner, but a supervising deputy stymies his request to file a complaint against Liz, the dispatcher working the front desk, for how she handled the process. "Buddy, that's her job," the supervisor says. Upon seeing the video, South Maid emailed Turner complimenting his professionalism, expressing his respect, saying, "That is a noble and respectful endeavor, and I'll say a needed one. You have certainly caused us to look at how we operate." Alden South Maids. "I welcome further communication to address these matters," South Maid communicated to Turner in the email. 10 days later, that's exactly what the sheriff did. On Friday, Sheriff South Maid wrote again to inform Turner about a few updates stating that Liz is no longer employed by the B County Sheriff's Office and the supervising deputy seen in the video received disciplinary action in addition to training, although the sheriff stated he'd get back to us on the specific disciplinary action taken after researching whether or not he could comment on a personnel matter. The sheriff also relayed his office conducted, and is still conducting, office-wide training to improve public service, adding the department has since adopted a complaint form, which is now available in the office and in the process of being made available on the B County website. B Sheriff Class. The video speaks for itself. I really believe what you're doing is an honorable thing, these audits. And to be honest with you, I've never even heard of you before until yesterday when I was made aware of the video. I started doing a little research as far as looking at a lot of your videos. And I see some good and some bad interactions, South Maid conceded in the January 10th conversation. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what I think y'all are doing is basically going around and, we're going to use the word held accountable, but really that we're doing things right and that we're treating people right and not violating anyone's rights, he observed. And with that in mind, that's a good thing. We all need a reminder. We just got a good wake-up call. Sheriff South Maid stated he could have even more respect for Turner's endeavors if it wasn't for some of the language used in phone calls apparently made to the Beeville County Sheriff's Office complaining about employees seen in the video. But what comes with it is, "Oh my gosh, are your followers? It's good. You're obviously popular, but I haven't seen anything negative from you yet." The video. It's not negative. It's what it is. But as far as the comments, the phone calls, the threats, the language, I don't see any of that from you, and I want to thank you for that. I really believe I would respect what you're doing even more if it weren't for the actions of other people. I understand you can't control them. Apparently, the video kept dispatchers busy fielding calls pertaining to complaints over the video. This has caused us a lot of problems. Our office has pretty much been, I'm not going to say shut down, but I'll just say it's been busy. We're a small department. We have one dispatcher working. The phone calls, the threats, I don't condone that. Turner followed up reports from South Maid about threats, which have not been confirmed by PINAC, with a video seen below asking his followers to tone down threats and to keep language and criticisms non-threatening and non-violent. Sheriff Southmaid said he realized Turner could not control the actions of his followers. "My whole point is, what you're doing, I applaud you for that. We all need to step back and take stock. We were running a little slow on that, and you kind of sped the process up." Before contacting Turner, the sheriff researched several of his videos on his YouTube channel COPWATCH. "I hope it sounds sincere, because I mean it that way. I've watched a numerous amount of your videos. And what I'm seeing is you're basically going and testing the system. I don't care if it's video or as far as filing a complaint. You know what you should be able to do, so you go up and ask what is the procedure? And we should be able to give you that procedure. And it should be a very simple procedure. And when that doesn't happen, then it raises the question of why isn't it happening? And in this rare case where a sheriff swiftly took corrective action in spite of internal political pressures, Turner published a video encouraging PUNTA readers and his YouTube followers to consider changing their negative reviews on Facebook to reflect more positively on the department's social media page, WH.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I was told, and I am proud, to make a video for this guy. He said I could, as you guys know, I record a whole page with the videos that are on a page, and then I screen read the story, and I still can't even pronounce his name, the Patusa. Anyways, this guy's channel, I highly recommend watching it, subscribing to it. This guy is awesome. He is busting corruption everywhere, and the story that I'm doing, he busted some Texas cops that were not good at all, and he made, and his followers, as you see, he's doing great, man. Since January 20, 2014, 14,000 subscribers, 6,600,000 views. He is making a difference. He and his followers made such a difference. He got the sheriff to apologize. I believe people got fired over this. And it's just unreal. And he's doing what I'm doing too. We're just exposing the corruption and showing that you have the right, to do FOIA requests, make complaints too, and etc. So like I said, I'm making a video promoting his channel. The Batusi, I still don't know how to say his name, is awesome. He rocks. I'm going to click on the videos here. I mean, he is busy. I mean, this is crazy good. Super busy. He's killing it. I mean, this is just wow. Really, really good. In fact, let's get into most popular. Yeah, there you go. That's how good he is. I mean, this is, wow, 200,000 views, 153,000 views. He is good, really, really good. In fact, I need to ask him what kind of gear he's using, because this is, wow, excellent. But he's making a difference. He's, holding them accountable just like they hold us accountable, and he's showing you how to do it, and he is doing an excellent job. So, watch his stuff, click subscribe. Because he is the man. Thanks again for letting me reshare your story, man. You are awesome.